الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. صلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وبعد. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has orders in the Quran, following the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not an optional. It's not something that you can have a choice. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly discusses that in a verse, in an ayah, saying, وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَن يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا مُبِينًا. In that ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if Allah and His Messenger makes a rule or rules over something, a believer, male or female, has no choice but to follow and to obey. And Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala in the ayah, وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا مُبِينًا. And whosoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger and don't follow and satisfy the rules of Allah and the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is indeed the real astray, a person who is lost. From this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and himself subhanahu jalla wa ala. Another ayah in Surah Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَنْ يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهِ. Anyone that follows the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is indeed the person who is following Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want to gauge your iman and the level of love that you have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or for His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you have to gauge and evaluate the level of your fellowship. How much do you follow the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? How much you reform your lifestyle so it can fit the lifestyle of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? How much you obey Allah whenever the Quran orders you something, and how much you put that into a practice, real practice in your life. How many things in your life that you would have loved otherwise have you abandoned and left just for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for His Messenger? And that's where the ayatul imtihan comes into an effect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenges everybody. Their claim is they love the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And He says in Surah Al-Imran, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. O Muhammad, say to them sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if you really indeed love Allah, if you are the true believer, if you follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your fellowship is nothing but honesty and truthful, then follow me as a Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And anyone who doesn't follow the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or second guesses the rules and regulations of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam should not consider himself as a believer or someone that loves Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is the gauge. It's something that's a litmus test. You check yourself. Do I have it, what it takes to be a believer? Am I a true believer or not? If you are a true believer, then as the first verse indicates, you don't have options when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam make rules. When they say this is something that you must do, you are just nothing but to accommodate for the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're willingly accommodating the Prophet's or Allah's command, out of what? Out of compassion and love, not out of fear. As many people think, you just have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so you can obey Him. Many people, especially the salihin, the good people, they follow the commandments of Allah out of compassion and love that they have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you love someone, you always love to accommodate for that person's demands and rules. So when somebody has rules and you love that somebody, then you need to accommodate. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of everybody. The creator of the mankind, the creator of dunya and akhirah. Maliki yawmiddin, the owner and the king in the day of judgment. When person leaves something for the sake of Allah, he deprives one of his desires and shahawat for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that indicates that this person has iman. That this person has iman. And anyone who has iman will qualify to go to the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. The Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a requirement, and the requirement is to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Many times people claim they love Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and to show or to prove for their love, they do some stuff. And we mentioned one of them yesterday, Mawlud or Milad. They celebrate actually the death date of the Prophet ﷺ. That's what it is. The day they celebrate is the day that the Prophet ﷺ died. When did the Prophet born? Or when was he born? That's under dispute. And nobody can validate one day from the others. Most of the people, they say the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal. But there are other scholars saying, no, that was not the day that he was born. He was born other days. They mention even different month. Nobody exactly knows which month or which day or even which year the Prophet ﷺ was born. It's all under dispute. But what is unanimous and everybody knows is the day they celebrate is the day that the Prophet ﷺ died. So what are they celebrating? His death or his birth? Let's say it's his birth. How do you celebrate the Prophet's birth date while he never did? How do you celebrate the birth date of the Prophet ﷺ while the Sahaba that loved him the most have never done? How do you celebrate the Prophet ﷺ, his birthday, when the Salaf Salih, all Qurun al-Mufaddala, all those generations that the Prophet ﷺ has praised, they have the witness of the Prophet ﷺ that they are the best people. خَيْرُ الْقُرُونِ قَرْنِي ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ. The best century is my century, and then that follows, and then that follows. Fi riwayat 3 times, so 400 or 300. So the Qurun al-Mufaddala of 300, or the 3 generations of the Prophet ﷺ, the time, or the people that we call Salafus Salih, the good people that was before us, or the first generation, the good first generation of the Ummah, did not celebrate. Indeed, they didn't even know. They didn't even know what's called Mawlud. So some people are using that ihtifal or that celebration as indication of their iman, or as indication of how much they love the Prophet ﷺ. But this is not the case. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say in the ayah, if you indeed love Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, then you need to celebrate his birthday. He didn't say that. He could say it. He said, if you love Allah, then follow me. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to them, if you indeed love Allah, then follow me. What is that supposed to mean? Shape your life in a way that fits the lifestyle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do whatever he ordered you to do, or as many as the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, based on your best ability, or as much as you can. If it's beyond your ability, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. How do you satisfy the fellowship of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You do the ibadat that he ordered, and you avoid the sins that he rejected. How do you accommodate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam whenever it comes to choose between two, your desire, something you want to do, and the rules of Allah and the rules of the Prophet ﷺ, you satisfy the rules of Allah and you deny and ignore and deprive your desires. Then you have indication or proof of evidence that you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you love His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And many times, many incidents, the Prophet ﷺ was respected and surrounded by individuals who were loyal to everything that he says. They used to choose the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet's life over their own lives. They were dying in front of him just to protect him. These men were the people that were really loved the man. They loved him so dear up until they were ready to die for his safety. So someone will protect him from the attack or the offense of the enemy and will jeopardize his own life and risk his own life so the Prophet ﷺ could be safe and sound. That is the love. That is the indication of the love. And those people are the people that Quran mentions many times. Muhammadur Rasulullah وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُم. Those people, they loved the Prophet ﷺ and they were so merciful for him and for the rest of the believers. If you want to gauge yourself and your iman and the level of love that you have for the Prophet ﷺ from that perspective. However, if you do bid'ah, what's going to happen? We mentioned yesterday that the bid'ah is evil, all of it. In its entirety. There is no exception. There is no bid'ah hasana, bid'ah sayyah. That claim is a claim that has no evidence from a Quran or Sunnah. The only thing that we have in the Quran and in the Sunnah is to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and whatever he did. So his way of life should be praised and promoted. So, what do we do? When you do bid'ah, the Prophet ﷺ says in that long hadith al-shafa'ah, in the day of judgment, when the hardship is strike people and the sun comes very close and people sweat so much and they could not handle anymore, they run around, they go to Adam alayhi salam. They ask him to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to initiate the judgment because they cannot bear the sin anymore. So he excuses himself and he says, I did something wrong. Allah is really angry today. He has never been angrier and he will never be angrier. So I cannot face him. Go to Nuh. He was the first messenger that was sent to Allah, to the mankind. And then they come to Nuh and then he excuses himself. And they come to someone, until they come to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he says, when they come to me, I will say, Ana Allah, Ana Allah. This is mine, this is mine. And then what happens? I come in front of Allah, I fall prostrated, I make sujood, long sujood, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond to him, and he will say, O Muhammad, irfa' ra'sak, sal tu'd, washfa' tushaffa. Raise your head, ask will be granted, proceed, your position will be accepted. And then what happens? He will say, Ummati, Ummati. That's what he said. I will say, Ummati, Ummati. My people, my people. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell me, go and find your ummah. And then he says, I will come to the mankind. And then I will collect my people. And the Sahaba, they asked him, how will you recognize your ummah? You just met few people. And your ummah is a big ummah. How will you recognize everybody? He says, I will recognize them. They have a light on every body part of wudu. So the hands are shining, the face is shining, the feet are shining. Then I will collect those. And then I will take them to the Jannah. In front of the Jannah, there is, in front of the gate of the Jannah, there is a Kawthar. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar. It's a river that has a water. The Prophet ﷺ says, I will give every single person a drink with my own hand. And then he says, while I am busy giving people a drink, he says, some people will be taken away. And then I chase, I run after them. And I will talk to the angels, I will say, Ummati, Ummati. My people, my people. They have the signs, right? They pass the first stage of evaluation or selection. They qualify to be the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he says in that hadith, I will be told, Ya Muhammad, innaka la tadri mahdathu ba'dak. You don't know what they have invented and introduced it into the deen after you. So they did not really follow you. They introduced laws and rules and regulations of theirs, and they were satisfying those rather than yours. What happened to the people? They invented bid'ah. Now they have taken away. They are not going to the Jannah, which they are in front of it. They are in front of the gate of the Jannah. Rather than going in, they will be taken back, and they will go to the hellfire. For what? For the bid'ah. So bid'ah is evil and nothing but evil. That's why we said in its entirety, bid'ah is evil and bad. There is no good bid'ah at all. And anyone who claims otherwise is just talking out of jahl or ignorance. All the scholars never spoke about it. In the Salaf time, almost 400 years, there was no one that was saying bid'ah is good. So, the Prophet ﷺ said that clearly, bid'ah is nothing but evil. So, if they want to show a proof that they love Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, then they have to follow him. They have to make sure that their lifestyle is fit in the lifestyle of the Prophet ﷺ. They have to make sure that they are satisfying the rules of Allah and the rules of the Prophet ﷺ, and they are making it real in their own lives. So, if you want to become someone that is holy and following Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, make sure you live by his sunnah, you live by his commands, you live by his orders, and you avoid the rejections of the Prophet ﷺ and the rejections of Allah. And then it will be truthful upon you. The ayah in Surah Nisa, مَنْ يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهِ وَمَنْ تَوَلَّى فَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا. Anyone who obeys Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is indeed obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anyone who turns away will be one of the losers. So don't be a loser in the day of judgment by rejecting the deen of Allah and doing your own things or your own stuff, inshallah. صلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
Bora,